Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So we're going to make a sourdough yeast starter. I'm using whole grain flour, but you can use any flour. As it doesn't matter what flour you use, this recipe works for every single type of flour. It's the exact same steps for any single type of flour that you want to use. There's no actual difference. So here I'm just measuring out 4 half cups of flour. Then I'll add in the water. Now the measurements aren't that important. I chose this amount as for my jar size I could fit this amount in, and I want to make a lot of yeast. In general, you want to fill up, say you've got a smaller jar, you could do just 1 cup and then put water until it becomes basically like a cake batter. And the next day then you'll feed it, so you'll feed it a bit more than what you put in the first day. Now for the 4 half cups that I put in of flour, I'm putting in 1 cup of water. I'm mixing it in, making sure there's no dry flour, making sure that it's really well mixed in, and then I'll scrape down the sides. I try to keep my jar as clean as possible, first of all so there's less chance of any mold or bacteria or anything gross growing on it, and second of all, it makes it easier to then wash. So day 1 you won't see any signs of bubbles, it will just be the raw batter. Now for day 2, so you'll start feeding your yeast. There won't be any bubbles. There might be some, like very small, depending on what season you're in. When I was making this yeast, it was summer, so the yeast just straight away started getting little bubbles, which was really exciting. So I just fed it more than what I put in the first time, and I'm just mixing it in. I'm getting it back into that nice cake batter. I'm making sure that there's no flour left that hasn't been mixed in properly. Now for day 3, as you can see, there's some small bubbles starting, which is really exciting. When I first made yeast, I didn't get any signs of bubbles until the 4th or 5th day. So I'm feeding it again. I am not discarding anything. Obviously, because my jar is so big, there's actually no need because I can feed it a lot so that the yeast becomes more active without me having to discard. But if you're in a small jar, you will have to discard half or a bit over half the amount of batter that you have. So I recommend trying to make it in a big jar. That way you don't need to waste any batter, nor do you have to worry about what am I going to do with this small amount of flour and water, because right now it's not actually yeast, it's still just flour and water, but it's getting stronger as the days go on. So again, you can see that there's no real big bubbles in it, but it's day 3, and on top you can see that the bubbles are starting. Now for day 4, the bubbles are getting bigger, it's becoming more active, and day 5, on the right side, that's actually the yeast that I showed throughout this video, and on the left side is my older yeast, which you can see after feeding it and after a few months, it becomes really active and really strong. Start making bread at any stage while you're making your sourdough, but it's best to wait until day 5 as the yeast is strong enough for you to actually be able to make bread. So once you've hit day 5, or once you've seen that there's bubbles accumulating, you can start trialing your first bread. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can also make a lot of other food items with this yeast, like pancakes or waffles. But if you guys are interested in making bread, I will link below my video of how to make bread for beginners. I really hope you gupe enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again back on my channel. See you soon. Bye.